Smith, how about that? I don't think he's ever been on the Up and Adams program. Lots to get to. I think we have Kevin Durant and Davante Adams. What's old is new again. How 2023 of us. Let's get into Wild Card Weekend. Let's go. Not a fun game. I mean, congrats to the Texans. Nick Caserio Bowl, as the Texans now go up to New England to take on Vrabel and company. Drake May couldn't have been excited at watching last night, though. Look, that you don't want any of that. I've told you for years, Daniel Hunter's the scariest man in the business, and he is, alongside Will Anderson. So are they just going to beat him up? What if Vrabel's watching that game? Like, are you licking your chops at taking on Stroud? Taylor's a big fan. And knows Vrabel. So Taylor Lewan will be here to join us. Will Compton, Bussin with the boys. What an absolute, boring. Boring fourth quarter. Stroud, we're not going to do anything if you don't get better. That's how I feel. 5 fumbles and a pick is crazy, but somehow you're still here. Are they the 2000 Ravens? Are they? Who knows? I don't know if he has to be great for this team to go win at all, but he can't be what he was. Last night, further evidence. They are the 2002 Bucks, potentially. You know, I like the Texans, but everyone's picking the Texans, so I'm not that excited about it. But I really think this defense, of course, is special. Offense, you can't miss Nico Collins for the half. Like, what are we doing? Of course, they're all over. Smothering Aaron Rodgers, sending him into retirement. Maybe is he going to go, like, live in a yurt in an Amazon rainforest? I don't know. The duo of Will Anderson Jr. and Daniel Hunter, one of the best we've seen. Of course, secondary doesn't give an inch. Don't get me wrong. Stroud capable of having big games. And certainly, they'll have a chance to do it. But I don't know. You got a shot to go to the Super Bowl. You got to do your thing, and you got to put a stop to an unstoppable Drake May. It'll be an interesting one there in the AFC. As for the Steelers, can I see the lonely walk? I don't like that he was alone. I know MVS. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Can I see the lonely walk? There it is. Aaron Rodgers. Does this feel okay? Are we okay with this? Are we okay with this? Horrible game. Everyone's cameras are out. He's quiet. None of his teammates are around him. I wonder if that's by design. If he was like, go inside, we'll deal with this as a family. I don't want the hoopla. Let's not give the camera. He was yucking it up with the Texans coaches more, but this team just lost in fashion. And their future's unknown, right? Their coach who's been there. This is there's a lot of guilt, I'm sure, on this team. We didn't do it for you. Look at Tomlin there. Aaron, the real walk-off was an F-bomb. He said, I've talked about, he just was a version of Aaron that we've seen before, a miserable version of Aaron, but it's not a version of Aaron that we've seen all season. I think happiness is a bad word to use to describe him, but it felt like this year he was fulfilled. And in that comes some sort of realization of letting go and it might not end how you want, and you want this walk-off Brady moment, what you saw Peyton do. You've talked about it. You've put it out there into the universe. That's something that you're interested in. Of course, everybody wants the Cinderella story. It might not happen for Aaron, but I do think there's a lot of wins here. He was quiet. He was quiet all year. Uncharacteristically so. Didn't think it was possible, if you ask me. But whether that's his relationship with Tomlin, some sort of introversion, some sort of shift in the way he thinks about things. I think there's a lot of wins for Aaron. I think he's comfortable there. I don't feel like Aaron's ever comfortable. So it was nice to see. He wasn't comfortable last night. No need to even talk about that. But he's still got it. This time last year, I was not thinking I think the questions were, does he have it? Can he still, will any team want him? The Steelers did. Now I think he's got a little more agency over his future. I think he maybe feels like he's got a little something. He proved it to us last night. No, but this team makes everybody look horrible. I'm going back and forth. Does he come back as a Steeler? It's very tied to what Tomlin does. Honestly, if Tomlin's not back, I can't see Aaron being back unless he loves Pittsburgh. He's married now. He's settled there. I don't think he's living in Pittsburgh the rest of his life. I think I don't know if he's living in California. He might be in a yurt in the Amazon, if we're being completely honest about things. I don't know. The relationship with Tomlin is huge, so let's get to Tomlin. The decision rests fully in the hands of him. And he deserves that. I think that's the big story here. It's not like, does he deserve to be coached? Should he be fired? Should he go like take the money from a desk that is waiting for him to give us his amazing analyzation techniques a la Sean Payton? It's sort of just, it's nice that it is up to him. He wants to come back. The Steelers are like, yeah, you've earned that. You're the man. You are part of this and we love you. Or does he say, yeah, I don't know what he wants to do, but I like that it's up to him. I guess it's not really a takeaway. It's kind of a crap takeaway, but like, I just kind of like that he gets to decide. Not many coaches get to choose their own adventure. Sean Payton did it. We forget about it. He did it, got a great paycheck, got a couple facials, made himself, a couple new suits, came right back, and he's likely to win a Super Bowl this year, unless you ask Alex Smith, who doesn't like the Broncos. We'll get to that. Alex Smith on our show for the first time ever. I don't know if he decides to walk. Part of me wants to say go step away. But I think if I'm just thinking about it from a human perspective, and I'm looking at, I guess, his resume, yeah, future Hall of Fame resume, sure. Here's, hi. The way I think about it, if you're Tomlin and you get to choose I would hate that. I'm not a decisive person at all. I'm not a non-committal. I almost like you. There's a freeness to the, sounds antithetical, but it's nice when the decision's made for you. Hey, you're fired. Hey, we're going to go another direction. Hey, we need to just we think it's run its course. There's got to be something with Harbaugh where he's like, that sucked, Band-Aid ripped. Now what's the future hold? Because the future for Tomlin is vast, but the fact that he gets to decide, I think is complicated. I'm happy for him about it, but you've got to think about sitting down with Tomlin at training camp. This is pre-era. This is Russell's in camp. So not this past season, but the season before. Out of all the coaches I've ever sat with in that setting of their training camp, even more so than Andy Reid at St. Joe's, Mike was obsessed with the tradition of it, the lore of Latrobe, the camaraderie. More than anybody, it was after sitting with him, I thought, man, Mike Tomlin, he believes in Santa Claus. He believes in the magic of training camp and what he's built there. And he was so proud, very obviously, of Latrobe and the program. So he has to really make peace with that if I go take that dip out and I go and I sit on an insert network name desk or booth here, I'm not going to come back here. It's Aaron in the pack. But it's over here. It's over here. And do I really want that? Or is this where I want to be? It's there's a lot of emotional, I think, parts of that. I think he's not tied to Aaron Rodgers at all. I think he's got emotional ties, of course, to the team, which makes sense. And I think Sean had it's comparable, one ring, right? You're so important, you can't even envision the city without you as the coach. It's been a long time since we haven't had Tomlin in that seat. And Peyton, same kind of thing with the Saints. And you got to just make yourself okay with I might not come back here. Though part of me thinks Sean Payton's ending his career in New Orleans. Just bookmark that for the next 5 or 6 years after he wins a couple with the Broncos. We're going to take a break here and hopefully have Bussin on the other side. If not, we'll talk to you at the end of this break, and that's it. We'll be back. Great. Bussin will be great. You can slate me. Thank you.
Third down and 12. Rodgers, time runs out. Ball is out. It's picked up by the Texans and Sheldon Rankins. And he is in for a touchdown.
You guys, get in here. You're my brothers. You're the reasons my DMs overfloweth. I love you. Happy New Year, if I can still say that. Will Compton, Taylor Lewan, of the infamous Bussin with the Boys, fame, Bussin the Boys, all the things. That can't be it, right? That can't be it for Aaron.
I think it is.
No!
I think it is. It's done.
Talk to me. How do you know?
Listen, first, we don't know nothing. But it's like every year that goes by, like we've done this for 3 or 4 years now. It's like, is Aaron done? Is Aaron done? And it just kind of feels like the juice is running out. It's not his fault. Father Time runs into everybody. And look at the way Tom Brady ended. He had himself a Super Bowl, decides to come back, and he goes, 500? And he's like, all right, I'm for real hanging it up this time. But it's sad. Aaron's one of the greatest to ever do it. I do think this is it. I think this is done.
Yeah, best thrower of the football of our generation. As I'm watching that game unfold, because C.J. Stroud had like 5 fumbles during that 30, and you still win a game 30-6 because that defense is elite and for real. And just to see it go down like that, I'm sitting there having this come to of like, this could be the last time we watch Aaron Rodgers on a football field, and I hate that it has to be this way.
But, like, can you go out like that knowing Aaron how we do? Like, and then he walks off by himself, which makes me wonder, like, did you tell your teammates to, like, not have a moment for you? Like, the cameras were ready. It was whatever happens, track Aaron. Follow him, no matter. But there wasn't, like, it just felt like, is this enough? Is this really how it's going to go? And then he drops an F-bomb and a walk-off about Tom. Like, is this really it? MVS kind of tried to be his Randall Cobb for a minute, but I feel like he can't go out like this. And like last year, I would be more okay with him walking away because we didn't know if he could still sling it. Like, this defense makes every quarterback. This defense makes Josh Allen look bad, you know?
Yeah. I think as athletes, all of us have like in our imagination, a pen and a paper of writing our own story, how we want it to end. And for a lot of us, for most of us, it's not the way you want. Like you just run out of ink eventually. And that you have to be happy with the story that you have. And like Aaron, like this moment in time we're looking at right now is, I mean, we're looking at under a microscope, but the totality of what Aaron's been able to do and his genius on the field, not only mentally, but physically as well. Like this guy is obviously a first ballot Hall of Famer, arguably one of the greatest to ever do it. And he's got nothing to, we have no reason to sit back and be like, man, he just couldn't get this done. Because he got everything done that needs to get done. He's done it all.
Yeah, and by no means am I not saying that he can't do it. I still think he can very much play the quarterback position at a high level. It's just free agency coming up. It's going to have to be, I'm just assuming to be in Aaron's mind, it's going to have to be the perfect situation. I don't know how much of a chip on that shoulder is still there. And then again, you got to think about, do I want to sign up for an entire NFL season again, just to chase whatever it is he's chasing? It's probably a Super Bowl so he can go off into the sunset. But that's a big commitment for the age he's at. If
Tomlin leaves, takes a siesta, goes make some dough on a TV set somewhere near you, I'm sure, then I see him not coming back. But, like, I don't see him going to Minnesota. Like, that's part of me is like, you got to make the call to Minnesota and just say, like, let's do this. But then you're, like, officially, Taylor, you're smiling, like, you're officially, like, chasing. You know, like, and not that he hasn't been, but, like, Jets, okay, Steelers, okay. But if you go to Minnesota, then you're, like, real, and it's so much pressure in a new place. Like, part of me thinks he's been quiet, guys. Like, he's fulfilled. He's showing me things that I, like, you know, like, part of me thinks, why not just do it another year? But if Tomlin leaves, he's gone for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think we know the playbook that Aaron's going to have, right? He's going to go off, be in Puerto Rico somewhere, take something that allows him to be more enlightened, and he's going to figure it out for himself. He's never been a guy that's like overly loud and like from a volume standpoint. He's always said what's on his mind and believed what he believed. But like at the end of the day, he's going to make the decision. If it's going to be Minnesota, it'll be funny because of Favre. And I think we're already in a chasing mode, but I don't think there's anything wrong with chasing. Like, it's towing the line of like being respectful to his career, and then also like the only person that can say he's done, the right that he has is being like, I'm finished playing, because clearly he's still a good enough football player to get it done. Win a Super Bowl, I don't know, but from a player standpoint, like he can probably play 5 more years if he wanted. Like he's still that caliber of football player.
I tell you what, you bring up Minnesota, that would be fun.
It'd be
Him
a
and
good
Kevin
time.
O'Connell.
Justin Jefferson.
But that, it should have happened last year, and they'd be contenders in the NFC, no question. So it's almost like just, I don't even think of the Favre. I don't even think it's that fun, but it does put that pressure on you. Like, does he even want another ring? I haven't talked to Aaron. This is the longest I've ever not talked to Aaron. Like, Aaron, talk to us. Tell us what you're thinking. I'm sort of itching for it. On another note, if you look at this now complete masterpiece that is the divisional round, these Texans, I'd like to know, Taylor, you know Vrabel in and out, right? Like, you guys know each other. You're sitting on the couch next to him last night, hypothetically. What is he, like, licking his chops about with this C.J. Stroud, with this Texans offense? Like, what is he most excited about? What would be his POV?
He's sitting there and he's talking trash about the operation and how things are taking place, from fumbles and interceptions and operation when it comes to the offensive side of the ball.
They're going to give it to you.
Yeah, they're going to, hey, boys, it's right there for the taking. Like, if he wants to give it to us, just give it to us. And he's going to, but then the defense is going to come on and it's going to get quiet. That room is going to be like, oh, shit. Like, they can kind of operate. I think every team in the NFL was hoping that the Steelers would win that game so they did not have to see that defensive line. That's how, I don't think we probably have witnessed in history, I mean, in black and white TV, but like those guys, every quarterback is terrified of the idea of playing that Houston Texans defensive line.
But you know, Braves ain't shying away from that fight. Like,
No.
as far as remember when he used to break down J.J. Watt and the Texans?
Yeah.
In his heyday?
Yeah.
How he break down Myles Garrett.
What did he do?
Right. He's going to find flaws in Anderson and Hunter, and he's going to be like, guys, you make him do this. Like, he's not the same player. Like, take the fight to, oh, he's a power rusher. Hey, Taylor, just get on him quick. Like, if you just get on him quick, he's going to stop his feet, and it's basically over from there. Like, it is the thing that Vrabel does well is you see the game management he had with his last playoff game. You've seen it when he was with the Titans. Like, he handles situational football better than any coach in the entire NFL. But he also, like, puts a belief in players when you're going against monsters like you're about to go against this weekend. And it's like, if you just do X, Y, and Z, he makes it so a matter of fact. If you just do this, it's over. Like, you're going to handle it. No problem. Like, guys, I played 14 years. I think I know what I'm talking about. Like, you do this thing. And it's like, it's something we joke about with Vrabel a lot, but also, like, as a player, you sit there and you're like, this guy's always bringing up 14 years. And the other side of your mouth, like, well, he did play 14 years and he does understand this game quite a bit. And you see it. And so with the Patriots, they're going to, Hunter and Anderson are not going to have a moment where they don't have multiple sets of hands on them during that game.
Will it matter?
I think so. I mean, there was multiple times, like Will brings up J.J. Watt and all that, and like in his heyday when he was playing, like and Vrabel coming from Houston and being the defensive coordinator before he was at the Titans. Like, we're going to make this guy's life miserable for the first 30 minutes of the game. And then you loosen the reins up a little bit, and hopefully they have enough question marks with all the slashes that take place, the cutting on the backside, the chips, the physical chips, the slides, the guard coming into the tackle. Like, you want to put enough question marks on them so that they're now playing checkers while you're playing chess.
Right. And he also tells you, like, out of the other side of his mouth, he will show you, like, hey, if you allow them to play their game, this is where they're great. If you allow them to do this, what we've been harping on all week long, this is how they can wreck your day. I remember another situation. It was like Zach Cunningham. He was number 41 for the Texans, the backer. He talked about how good Zach Cunningham was, but he's like, if you get hands on him and you block him, this is how we'll be able to execute. But if you don't block him, he's going to be the one making the play. And all week long, he's showing these clips. Look, another key is get hands where you just got to block 41. Look what happens when you block him. Here's what happens when this guard right here doesn't climb and get his hands on him. He will wreck your day. So he shows both sides. But he instills, and Taylor said it, he instills a belief that as you're watching it all unfold, he's going back. The world's salivating over this player because they do X, Y, and Z well. Well, let me show you clips how you keep him at bay. Let me show you clips of how you dominate this guy. Let me show you clips of how you beat this guy. Now, if you don't do that, he will be what everybody else props him up to be. But if we just sit here, we get in the foxhole, we execute the keys, we play the game that we know how to play, we're going to beat this team handedly.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, Taylor? Something just popped into your head just now. What?
No, I was thinking about Will, and I literally put myself back in that team meeting room because, like, Wednesday he'll show, like, in the team keys, there will always be like these monitors with 3 team keys. And when you play monsters like these two defensive ends, for offensive team key, he'll say block and then their numbers. And then in that meeting, he will show this is what happens when you block them. And it'll be a good pocket. You'll see the quarterback step up and he'll deliver the ball down the field. And be like, this is what happens when you don't block them. And then it'll be, it'll be what we saw all night last night.
Josh Allen with the Bills.
Right.
This is what happens when you get him to roll left. This is what happens when you get him to roll right. Lamar Jackson, this is what happens when you keep this guy in the pocket and make him throw outside of the numbers.
Right.
And he just breaks down the way you're going to win the football game.
And it's truly poetic. And you hate giving him that much credit because Vrabel's going to text us something like, Daddy appreciates what you said about us.
Will he actually say that? He'll say Daddy?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
he calls himself Daddy?
What was his last one?
He was like something like Happy New Year, love
I need to
Daddy.
know.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
And it's just
what?
a group chat that Will and I like try our best to ignore. And then we'll go in the meeting and we'll be like, you see what your dad said to you yesterday? I'm like, all right, listen, it's the same thing. So, but you got to give him a lot of credit, man. Like he does.
Yeah.
He shows you the worst case and he shows you what happens when you just do your job. And he shows you a clear path to victory. And the Patriots, they have the ability. They have the ability to get it done.
See, I think the Texans have the ability to get it done. I think you guys are you guys love Daddy. And I love Daddy too.
Yeah, I love me some Daddy.
You're talking. I love that you love
the
Daddy.
Patriots
Listen,
this weekend. Everybody
do?
wants to sleep on the Patriots because of the strength of schedule. All they do is handle any team that walks in that door. It's going to be hard for that average offense for the Texans to come into Foxborough and take down the 2 seed.
But you're talking like even the J.J. Watt. Like you have 2 of those out there. So you can scheme up and monitor up all. I like to see you say this to Daddy's face, and that's Danielle Hunter. I'd like you to run this little bit.
Danielle Hunter's hand and be like, hey, you are a great specimen. Look at the genetics that you got. I feel
he's the scariest, most intimidating, but delightful person in the. If I look at the field, name someone more intimidating than Danielle Hunter. Can we see the divisional round? I don't think there is. There isn't a guy.
Miles
it's not Daddy. Miles. No, left in the mix.
Yeah, sorry. You just said more scary.
Who's who's like the most intimidating? Like Josh Allen, I guess.
Yeah, but Josh Allen's not going to put you in the hospital.
Number 2 might be Will Anderson.
Right.
You are right.
Yeah. So
and he's a great dude too. He's a friend of the show.
Good
they
luck
have
to
an
Daddy.
elite defense. Yeah. Al Shahir, you got Stingley. Like they have an incredible defense.
Yeah, 2.5-point underdogs against New England. We'll get to some of your picks and underdogs. I kind of know where you're going, but we'll get back to that. Speaking of Vrabel, speaking of Daddy, let's look at this bludgeoning. He took. Daddy was bleeding. You know what happened here? He tries to dap up. Milton Williams. What's your take on this, guys? This is not the way to put an apple on teacher's desk.
No, that's exactly what Vrabel wants. Like the cameras are on.
Daddy
he loves it.
Right.
Daddy's got the pad on his chest during the pro days. This is something that there was a clip, not to bring J.J. Watt back up, but J.J. had a bleeding from his forehead one time, and the rumor was he went off the field and the trainers came up to him to wipe his face off, and then he's like, no, leave it, and then played the game with a bloody face.
You're lying.
No, that's allegedly that's true. I don't want to get sued, but that's the same exact thing for Vrabel. He catches it in the lip a little bit. He might bite it, make it bleed a little bit more. He loves that. He loves the lore of look how tough Mike Vrabel still is.
And he's gonna go tell the boys about it. So you see me bleeding.
Yeah.
See me bleeding out there for you.
Wasn't even nothing to me.
Let's play a new segment, guys. It's the cutest, cuddliest segment on television all week. It's called Up and Underdog.
Hey, she don't want no puppy. She want a big dog. Let's go.
Let's take a look at the divisional round. Broncos, Niners, Texans, Bears, all the dogs this weekend. Taylor, who is the underdog you think has the best shot? You're each going to pick your upset for this weekend.
Underdog with the best shot, I'm going to give it to the Bears. They are a team foundationally. Their foundation is momentum, and that's not a great foundation to have. However, when you watch Caleb Williams roll the pocket on 4th and 8 and do the Jordan sign as he's dotting a ball in the corner with the game on the line, that's the type of stuff that's these guys are never counted out, ever counted out. So I like the Bears in this underdog segment.
I'm taking the Broncos, being the #1 seed. They're
1.5 points.
Yeah, Bills are traveling to Denver. I feel like it's kind of getting slept on. Like this defense is for real. We talk about the Houston Texans defense, but as far as like pressure, sacks, and everything, Broncos are at the top of the list everywhere. And we've seen the Bills at times, like when they go against these defenses that can get after their ass a little bit. Texans being one of them. What kind of pressure that puts on Josh Allen just to be the superhero? I know we're all going to be tuned in to see if Josh Allen's able to wear the cape all game long. But going into Denver, seeing the Denver's underdogs at home, I like the Broncos.
When will people learn, Will? You picked the Broncos to win the division. Sean Payton's been an underdog at home. Like, when will they learn that the Broncos are probably going to the Super Bowl, if you still think so? Ooh.
Super Bowl's tough.
They're not.
I do think it's going to be between Denver and New England. But to your point, I mean, people are just going to have to continue to witness this team on prime time. There's been question marks. Bo Nix earlier in the year compared to how he's played at the end of the year because he's playing a lot better he's played a lot better on the back half of the season. But this defense is defense, they don't fill the stat sheets because it's an offensive driven league. But the defense is for real, and again, getting to host games, like people coming through Denver, that's going to be the hard part. But this Denver team, they've been legit. They've had a lot of one-score games that they've come out and won on top of. And they are just a well-balanced football team. And then you got Bo Nix, who's been coming along late. Like, I think that is what makes them dangerous.
Fourth quarter dangerous for sure. Okay, guys, subscribe to Bussin. Please go to FanDuel. You see the beautiful signage. All these gems that they're giving you, FanDuel Sportsbook's got crazy good promos. It's exactly where you want to be. Short TV break. I want to keep you guys and ask you one more FanDuel-y thing. We'll be back after this. Alex Smith on the program today here on Up and Adams. I want MVPs of divisional round weekend. Let's pop up the schedule again. We're down to so few games. This is good for you people who are on FanDuel. Some prop, like is Christian McCaffrey could be one. Who's like the MVP, guys, if we can show the slate of divisional round weekend? Will, who you got?
Who's going to be the MVP of the entire weekend?
Yep.
It's right there.
Yeah, it's Drake May.
Yeah, that's who it is.
Really?
It's the regular MVP to Willie C. It's this divisional round weekend MVP to Willie C. I got Drake May against the Texans this weekend against that defense.
And I think it's a great pick. Drake May taking a massive step. I'm going to take the Bills and take Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen is the best football player in the entire NFL, regardless if he's the MVP or not after this year. And Will brought up a great point about going to the Broncos, the defense. They're a complete team in a lot of ways. But when I look at both quarterbacks, one quarterback has come along a lot this year. He's in the playoffs for the first time. He's had a break. I think a lot of times when you have a break as a very young player, it's difficult to get up early, even with the Broncos team that has had a difficult time getting started fast. And I think Josh, I don't know how long his superhero tendencies can stay up, but I think
literally physically, how many more games can he do this? Like it's never taken a toll. I know he's not a human, but come on.
And Kay, you look at the roster that he has, and it's no disrespect to players. All these guys are in the NFL, and they're fantastic. But he's got a bottom 5 wide receiver crew. Gabe Davis tore his ACL again. Their defense, the run game, you can run the ball all over them. They're the #1 pass defense, though. So they've got a lot of holes, and the only thing that's keeping this boat afloat is Josh Allen. And I think that as long as Josh Allen is on the field and there's time on the clock, like that's your winning candidate.
I thought their defense was super impressive last week. You can say it was the Jags, but I actually thought their defense really stepped up, and they do have the leading rusher in the NFL. So it isn't just Josh. I do think it's interesting. You guys picked the two quarterbacks going up against like the craziest pass rushes and worst matchups.
Yeah,
I love that.
Exactly.
I love that for you guys. It's very on brand. Last one quickly for you, because we have to go, and I know you guys have to go, and I love you guys, and thanks for coming on. I wanted to ask you about the coaching staff, Taylor, because you told me Arthur Smith. You were all Arthur Smith. Well, then a 10 breaks up with her boyfriend and walks into the bar named John Harbaugh. Are you still with Arthur Smith, or are you like, oh snap, now I want Harbaugh?
Listen, I think every franchise that has a head coach vacancy, if they could get John Harbaugh, they would get John Harbaugh. If they could get Mike Tomlin, they would get Mike Tomlin.
Okay.
I don't think these coaches at this point in time are walking into the Titans going like, this is the job I want to take over all the other ones that are available right now. Now, there's a lot of pros to go to the Titans, right? You have a quarterback that showed he can do it this year. You have the most salary cap in the entire NFL, and you have a great pick in the first round. And that's a lot of building blocks that you can have. But there's a lot more complete teams right now that I think John would want to go to because there's a lot of instability.
Reports are that he likes Cam Ward, and as in true Taylor fashion, I can never get an answer out of this guy. You do the Lord's work every day, squeezing answers out of Taylor Lewan.
I'll say it real quick. I don't think they're going to get John Harbaugh because he'll say no.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Harbaugh apparently likes Ward.
Taylor can say, like everybody from the Titans organization can say all the words they want. They're getting interviewed by John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's up to John Harbaugh if he wants the Titans or not.
Listen, $100 million in cap space, Nashville, great place to live. I'd take the call. I would take the interview to go down there. I think it's a very sexy spot. All right, appreciate you two. We'll see you guys. Can't wait to see you at Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl.
Okay, see you Super Bowl week.
Bye.
Can't wait.
Now we have our next guest, the great Alex Smith. Take a look at this.
Smith on 3rd and 3. He throws to the end zone, and a catch is made by Vernon Davis for a Niners touchdown.
I mean, Alex, this is my favorite era in the NFL. I remember interviewing you at a table at your very first Super Bowl action in New Orleans. It's great to see you. 3-time Pro Bowler, 14 seasons with the NFL. You were crushing it on ESPN. Niners, Chiefs, Washington, so much to talk about. But I mean, how does it feel watching that against, Sean Payton and those Saints 14 years ago?
I mean, obviously, it's great to watch that, right? Watch your old highlights, watch the good stuff. I mean, that's a game I'll never forget. I mean, it was an insane fourth quarter. I don't know how many lead changes back and forth at Candlestick, right, which had so much history, and to be able to be like a small piece of it, it was cool. And obviously, to have been the #1 pick, right? When we were so bad for so long, myself included, and then this was obviously to kind of come back and get a home playoff win. It was cool for the fan base, kind of for the entire organization. That moment represented a lot.
Those were the days. I hate that that's what it is. And then you guys just start leaving. And luckily I get to see you. And then Phillip Rivers came back, and I was like so excited. And now Aaron. I just can't. Aaron's like the last one, and I was really watching, and it was not okay. Like, I don't feel like it's done. It doesn't feel right. I'd like to know why you're smiling, but I mean, you're tied to him forever.
Yeah, no,
Same draft class, Alex.
Yeah, no, there were similar feelings last night. I've known Aaron. I mean, my first college football start was against Aaron. I've known him more than half my life, and you're right. There is a bit of an era of these quarterbacks, and he's kind of the last one standing. He's been playing so long. It was cool. I mean, I think just to appreciate not just the player, the person. I'm saying to watch, right? Like, obviously, it's a bummer to see the way it ends, and you don't ever want to see it end like that. But I just think taking in everything that's Aaron, right? Like, I love even just the body language, right? Like, this guy's so unique on the field, whether he's like, cussing himself out there or some teammates, and just kind of, again, a bit of a throwback in everything that he does. So just, I think, appreciate it. Who knows if that was his last game or not, but if it was, I think just kind of trying to take it in and appreciate, obviously, one of the greatest careers of all time.
What do you think he does? What's your read? The on the field, the off the field demonstratives there. What's your read on the future?
Oh, man. I mean, if he kept going, I would be, I guess, who knows, but I'd be shocked. It's hard. It's hard to keep playing there, especially there at the end. You see it just like against these defenses that are smothering. And for a guy that obviously I had a lower leg injury at the end of my career, Aaron, obviously going through it and coming back. But when you lose that mobility in that part of the game, obviously when Phillip tried to come back this year, it's tough, right? It's tough. It's tough just to sit back there in the pocket and not be able to escape and protect yourself.
But Alex, what if like Minnesota on line one, come throw to Justin Jefferson, who's in every other commercial while you're watching the playoffs? That's pretty sexy. I hope he'd take that call.
I'm sure he would take it. Listen, and I'm sure there's a huge part of him that would want to go do it, and he still can do it, right? Like in these spurts, the question is, do you want to go do it for a whole nother year, right? And like in putting these entire seasons together, it's tough, right? It takes its toll. And again, to be thinking about how old Aaron's going to be and everything that he's been through, especially on his body the last few years. It's a huge commitment, right? It's not something that you just like dip your toe in, right? Like it just demands a level of sacrifice from your life, right? Like you have to be all in. So we'll see if Aaron, is up for one more or not.
I love watching you on television, and I like that you always get things kind of right. like the Niners.
Stop.
Alex, the Niners, for instance, you were like the lone wolf there, saying no. I like Purdy, and he's in my top 5 quarterbacks. If you want to say homer or whatever, why? What do you see about him that others don't? What is like maybe the one thing that makes you view him higher than others?
I think the hardest thing to do in the NFL is drop back and throw the football, right? Like statistically, even if you just look at it from a quarterback perspective, the drop back game is the hardest thing to do. And I think it's maybe one of the best strengths of Brock Purdy, right? When you watch the Niners, they still have some run game, but predominantly they are a drop back football team. And it's really a credit, I think, to Kyle and Brock, right, that they've been able to do this. And again, I think the other thing that jumps out with Brock is he's an above average athlete, right? Like I think even in the world of quarterbacks, NFL quarterbacks, he doesn't get enough credit. There's like the one stat I always love is like his 10-yard 40 split was better than Christian McCaffrey's, right? Like this guy can really run around and make some plays with his legs. And those two things, you kind of combine them, and obviously being a really smart player as well and competitive, I think they're going to be there a long time. And I even think the game last week against the Eagles, this is another, I think, superpower of Brock's.
Okay. He's
so mature, and I was not like this as a player, especially as a young player, right? Like to make a couple mistakes early, these interceptions, like it just doesn't faze Brock. Like he doesn't carry it with him to the next play. Like you see the drive in the fourth quarter for the game on the line.
No, he has like 4 game-winning drives. He's tied with Stafford and Russell Wilson. Look at this.
It's flawless. And so he has this innate ability. Again, when you're with him, and I'm lucky enough to know him pretty well. Obviously, I live here in the Bay Area, get to go down there a bunch to practice. Like you forget how young he is when you're around him. He's so mature. He has such a good head on his shoulders. And again, he has like great perspective, right? And even this, a couple plays don't go your way, it doesn't affect him like most other players, right? Naturally does. He doesn't take it with him to the next play.
They don't have Kittle. I'm heartbroken for them. One of the biggest heartbreaks of the weekend. I think that Shanahan's just the best coach. Just like
the job
we were
he's
able
done.
to do that. And he's not going to be coach of the year. That's fine. But he is the best coach. Like, make no mistake. I made all these points about this yesterday. Is it just Christian McCaffrey stepping up? Like, what is he going to do this weekend?
No, it will be a mixture. I mean, Christian's carried the load the entire year, but like you're not going to replace a player like George Kittle. I mean, he's one of the best, maybe the best all-around tight end in football. But they have gone spurts this year without him, right? Their backup tight end Tonjes is a good player. He'll step in. I don't know what the update is on Ricky Pearsall if he has a chance to go this week, but you saw it. They have like these unique player. I mean, Demarcus Robinson, D-Rob, a guy who I played with in Kansas City when he first got into the league, right? Like Kendrick Bourne, all of a sudden these guys step in. Jawan Jennings is just a baller. They do have these role players that can come in and make plays, but certainly Christian will have to be a big part of it in the run game and pass game. I mean, he's been all year. So, and then a little Kyle Shanahan magic as well. This guy's like, you said it. I completely agree. Coach of the year so often goes to just first-year head coaches, which is fine. But Kyle, I think, is hands down one of the best coaches in all of football, and certainly I think this year's proof of that.
We'll see your picks, of course, on ESPN this weekend, so I want to ask you now. I know you're deliberating. You'll handle it objectively and correctly, likely, as always. The other big heartbreak, maybe George, horrible, future Hall of Famer heartbreak for me. But watching Bryce Young lose that game was really tough because I love him. I love everything he stands for. And you, I believe, were very supportive of Bryce.
Yes.
Moments ago, we just found out his 5th-year option just got picked up, which is news, and I love to see. You loved him. I remember when he got benched. I guess just your reaction to that news of his option getting picked up.
Happy for Bryce. So happy. I'm lucky enough to know Bryce as well, going back to his college days. And this guy's, he's an incredible person.
He's the man.
First off. But, I mean, as a player, he's so unorthodox, right? Now, he gets knocked for his size all the time, right? He's little. It just can't work. It's the NFL. And you just think back to, like, Bryce's entire career. He was little in high school when he was the #1 player in the country, right? And he was little at Alabama when he was the #1 player in the country, right? And he just finds a way, and it's different. And he does so many things well. Right, when you think about like his style of play, and a lot of them are right there in the highlights, his ability to run around and extend plays. He plays with such great touch in the pass game. And to think about, again, having been a #1 pick, The thing about the dysfunction he got drafted into, right? Like the coaching changes and play calling changes and all this craziness around you as you're just trying to like find your footing and establish yourself. To getting benched last year, I think just to be where he is today, to have the the 5th-year option picked up deservingly. Obviously for them to have again hosted a playoff game, and I thought played really, really well in that. To take the Rams the distance was. I got a lot of respect for not just Bryce, but that entire team. And so happy for them going forward. They got a young, good nucleus on offense, a bunch of young players. That all those wideouts are all young and enormous and talented. I know, like a power forward.
Couple big boy Holy Cross Crusader, Jalen Coker making it happen.
Totally.
It's all the things you said, and like his mental fortitude, like his ability to get benched, pick himself up. Like he's the man. And I like that you led with his humanity, because it's the truth. I wanted to make sure that we got your opinion on that. Why do you hate the Broncos?
Listen.
Alex?
I mean, when you play for the Chiefs for 5 years, right? Like it just. These are rivalries, right? Like these old AFC rivalries that are so real and amazing. And if I like to this day, like I lay down at night and I can still hear that crowd yelling incomplete over and over and over again when you go play there on the road, right? Like, and it just
the whole place is shaking. It doesn't get enough talk about how crazy it is to play there. I agree.
I don't have a lot of love for the Broncos. No.
There's a difference between like I don't have a lot of love and it's the weakest, worst 1 seed. What what are we saying?
Listen, I don't mean that as I listen. I love Sean Payton. I love Bo Nix.
Do you?
I do. I like this team a ton. I was with Van Joseph. There's so many relationships here. I know the ownership group really well. Like there's so many amazing people there. Okay, they had 12 comeback wins this year. That is the most in NFL history. 12 comeback wins. And so when you just start thinking about the AFC picture in a whole, like it is just so wide open. And it wasn't to say that the Broncos won't host the Lamar Hunt Trophy and won't be at the Super Bowl. But like I just think this year more than others, with the 1 seed isn't this like huge overwhelming favorite, right? Like are any of us going to be crazy surprised, like if the Bills, right, go in there and win? Like not necessarily, right? Like if Houston or the Patriots, kind of run the table. I just think it's wide open at this point.
How many teams are better than them? You just saw the AFC Championship odds here. How many teams are better? Because what you're saying might be true. They're the weakest 1 seed, but they're not playing the 2007 Patriots out here, Alex. They're playing the rest of the field. What does it say about the rest of the field? How many teams are better than the Broncos?
I mean, did you watch the Texans defense last night?
I did.
I'm not going to be shocked if they go all the way. I just won't. Have we seen Josh Allen just become Superman? I absolutely think he could do it. And maybe the most well-rounded team still left is the Patriots, right? When you think about offense and defense.
So they're the worst team in the AFC?
I'm not saying they're the worst. I'm saying these are coin flips at this point, right? Like these games are so tightly matched. And so for a team to have home field advantage, right? Like obviously it's important, but like, again, I just think if we were to put up odds for all 4 of these teams winning, the AFC, like I think they're all.
There they are.
Okay, there you are. Look at the difference, right? Like again, they're 3rd on the list. All of those odds are pretty tight. I would agree with this. They're
underdogs at home. Is there something you need to see, like you in your quarterback eye? What do you need to see from Bo? Quicker start? Because I could say, do you hate the Bears too?
No.
Fourth quarter?
I think the Bears are the weakest team in the NFC left, right? Like that defense.
See, I
the
think
Rams
that fourth quarter
stuff
translates into the playoffs. No, it's like they can handle the moment. Tell me.
Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay might hang 50 on the Bears this weekend.
Alex,
right?
get a grip.
barring a blizzard, right? Like they're or 40. They're going to put up a lot of points on that defense. But
were you impressed with the Rams? You were impressed with the Rams this past weekend?
Offensively, for sure, they're a juggernaut. Yes.
Matt Stafford did he look like himself? Really?
Yeah, but you got to think about a lot of this is matchups, right? And so I think we saw that Carolina defense give them some problems a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's just a
Carolina
bad
defense
matchup
is
for them.
talented. Maybe the best
There's
two best
no Mike
corners.
Jackson on this team, I guess.
Right?
I don't know if
exactly,
they can turn the ball
there's
over.
no Mike Jackson. Have you seen the Chicago defense? It is not this Carolina defense. I will tell you that. And I think you're going to see a great mix of run and pass. How many did the Niners put up? Did the Niners put up 48 on the Bears? Again, it's the exact same system. Look out. That game, take the over. It will be high scoring, again, barring weather.
What is the, Hamilton, can you grab me while we keep going here? I'd love to know the weather, and I'd love to know the over. You said 50. That's what we're going to put. That's the headline. Just so you know how this works.
40 or 50. They're
Alex
going to
goes,
put up a bunch.
they're going to hang 50. Are you a fan of Caleb? Do you like his game?
I love Caleb. Yes. Love Caleb. Love Ben Johnson. Love what they've done this year. He's so unique. And again, I think a lot of the same things we talked about with Bryce, I think fit with Caleb. Talk about huge expectations. He's this generational talent coming out, right? Obviously to Chicago. Again, some dysfunction you get drafted into. The coaching changes, the play calling changes. But I think for them to go out and get Ben Johnson, I think what Ryan Poles has done, who was with me in Kansas City, has been phenomenal. The way they've built this offensive line, they've gotten playmakers around him.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, this guy is so insanely talented. This throw, the 4th and 8, this is silly. There's not many human beings that can make this throw. Maybe a couple.
What's to say he can't do that in the fourth quarter? They keep, I don't know, the Rams defense that scary to you?
No, in fact, that's probably would be the knock on the Rams, right? I think you look at weeks 1 through 12. The Rams had the #1 scoring defense in the NFL, and the last 6-7 weeks, they have not. It's been one of the worst defenses in the NFL statistically, and so for whatever reason,
look at the over/under there on the screen.
They've lost. What are we at?
50.5.
50.5.
Low of 11, 17-degree high, snow expected.
Yep, I still think it'll be high scoring.
Yeah, but don't you think I know where you are, and I'm just I believe in Santa Claus kind of person, I guess. The momentum, does that not mean the magic of a team? They keep finding.
It does.
I would love to know how that works in your calculus, because you're a very pragmatic man. But I'm not. So
I think momentum is a very real thing.
But they keep making turnovers happen. Right. Stafford's not going to give them chances. Yeah. Come on.
Think about the Commanders last year going on their run, that kind of magical run, all those fourth quarter wins, it did pay off. They end up in the NFC Championship game. I think Chicago, San Francisco's got a little bit of the same thing going, that kind of energy. I think that is real. And again, they're at home. That's a big thing. But I just think that the Rams have a lot of firepower, right? And I think they have the MVP of the league playing. I think Stafford's, playing so well, right? To think that he is going to turn the ball over, it just is so rare this year, right? He had one of the best seasons ever, right? For less than 10 interceptions.
He's their MVP. It's fun to see. Devontae Adams up against the Bears is really fun too. There's a lot of little LaFleur going up against the Bears to avenge his brother. There's a lot of great storylines. So I'm very excited about that. I'm glad you said that.
There's not a lot of love lost between these coaching staffs.
Oh, I know. It's so fun.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part, is all the extracurriculars. Okay, you know what Aaron Rodgers could use right now, this morning? Some Vertex Pharmaceuticals. He needs a pain.
I'm sure he could.
Alex, he needs a pain game plan. What you're
does.
partnering with them? What is the goal? And where can we learn more?
Yeah, thank you. Excited to partner with Vertex on this pain game plan. Listen, obviously my story of my leg injury and the comeback, I think well documented, especially, when you think about orthopedically, right? My medical journey. I think the part of it that never gets talked about, and it certainly wasn't the case when I was going through it, is this idea of pain management, right? There's a stigma in this country around these conversations, and deservedly, right? And for me, thinking back, when I left the hospital the first time with these grocery bags full of prescriptions, and one of them's a rescue drug, right? Okay, because I given what I was going home with, you potentially can overdose. And how scary it was. You're scared to even have these conversations with your doctor. And, as public as my injury was, pain is universal. It's a part of life, right? People have injuries, people have surgeries, and, advocating for everybody to proactively have these conversations with your doctor. There are more options out there than you think, especially non-opiate options. And so go have these conversations. For anybody dealing with any of this or a loved one dealing with this, go to paingameplan.com. There's a ton of information on there to check out. And again, there doesn't have to be a stigma around this, right? Like pain is real. It is universal. It is a human experience. And again, there just doesn't have to be the stigma around these conversations anymore.
And it's not just for football players or people who, this is something that affects everyone. Everybody has that visual of like too many pills, too many things going on. I'm having even with my parents right now, how to minimize that, how to sort of put a game plan together. It's back pain, things like, it's truly that touches home for me in everyone that we all care about. So please go to paingameplan.com to learn more. TV break. Don't go anywhere though. I need to ask you one question. Don't go anywhere quite yet. We'll be back. This is why you should subscribe to the YouTube. Alex, Matt Nagy, coaching interviews.
I hope he gets another job. I hope he gets another job.
That's not what I don't want to know about him. Love him, respectfully. Your name. I'm hearing it. People are texting me. What would it take for you to put on that headset and take that on?
Oh, that my name's getting put out there.
Yes, Alex.
No, that would take a huge, no way.
No?
No, it's so hard. My kids, I got 14, 12, 9.
14, 12, 9, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Like you take that job, like it's like see you in 5 years, That's hard.
0%. Oh, people are going to be so upset.
I love Matt. That's my guy. I love Matt, but no.
Do you think he stays there?
I've been hearing no.
I know. Who else would be great there? We love the Chiefs.
Oh, I wouldn't be shocked if they bring Kafka back.
Really? Kafka and Andy?
Yeah.
How come?
Like Andy just rarely brings somebody outside of his circle back in,
Should he?
So you start. I don't think it's a bad thing if he did bring out somebody without, but I think in some ways Kafka fits that so perfectly, right? He just spent 4 or 5 years with Dayball, that system. I think, but obviously he knows this Chiefs system so well.
Yeah.
I think he could bring in some outside ideas.
Chiefs fans want that, I think. They want an outside hire.
The hard part is, right, I know some people are frustrated with the offense, certainly, and it's Nagy, but listen, Andy's doing the offense, right? we all know this. So I think, and Andy knows it, right? So it's a little bit of it's, when you're the offensive coordinator there, you only have so much input.
Hey, you're a dream. I've been trying to get you on the show for 4 years. So thank you for thank you for Vertex for finally
stop. Yeah.
for bringing. I'm so appreciative, and you were meant to do this. So thank you.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. You're awesome. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Alex. Good to see you.
Yeah, see you.
Bye. He's so fucking good. They're gonna have Hayden 50. The fuck?
You did not like that.
Who says that? But it's also I'm saying it and I'm my eyes are rolling because here comes Rams World being fuck you, Kay, you little stale. And who? Stafford, I've been all over how great Stafford. I want it for Devonta. I know, it's I can't win. I just need to shut up.
Yeah.
Hard F bombs there.
It happens, though.
Are they gonna hang 50?
I don't know about 50,
and
but
I have to say Stafford's
going to
give him chances.
scoring.
Why do I open my mouth? Shut up.
Williams Chase throws, and it's caught. I mean, are you kidding me? This guy's just one of one.
That boy.
A little trickery. Who's thrown it before? Going deep in Caffrey. He's got it.
Attaboy, let's go.
Rodgers, time runs out. Ball is out. It's picked up by the Texans, and he is in for a touchdown.
Attaboy.
Time now for a playoff edition of Attaboy. You saw Hall of Famer Jared Allen there. These are performances that deserve an Attaboy. A little extra love this morning. I can't believe we didn't have enough time in the show to get to this yesterday. Attaboy to Trey White. Friend of the show, friend of mine, what he did against the Jags, for the Bills, for you, Buffalo, which is the best story in the entire league this year. On Sunday, he allowed 1 catch for 3 yards, breaking up 3 passes, including the one that ended up in the hands of Cole Bishop for the game-stealing pick. Attaboy, Trey. And just think about the journey signing back in Buffalo. You can always go home. That was this offseason that, you know, he was added to be rotational, a depth dude. He hadn't played a full season since, like, COVID. Before COVID, 2020, I think. He had an ACL. He had an Achilles issue. He was sort of thrust into a starting role again early. Has he not been the key to having a #1 ranked pass defense? He has. He really got rolling week 6-ish, I feel like. Second lowest passer rating against. He's allowed 32% completion percentage on passes his way. That tops the entire NFL. He is one of my faves. One of my faves, and I'm happy to see this for him. And outside of Josh Allen, the pass defense might be the next biggest reason this team can win it all, if we're honest. Like, Josh does not do it all himself. Their pass defense is pretty good. They're going to give Bo a tough time. They also have James Cook there, and guys really, really stepping up. So shout out. We'll get to some more attaboys maybe throughout the week to seal the deal on Wild Card Weekend. We've got, I believe, Devontae Adams taking on the Bears, so we have him on the show tomorrow.